state. They want us to believe that marriage is not the right of everyone, but only the right of some. That as people, citizens, and taxpayers in our state, that we should not have the right to marry. We should have no right to marry for love and to profess our commitment to our partners. 2 years ago, I started on a journey to find myself, to be able to live as myself. As a transgender woman, I have watched my rights to parent, to marry, to share my life with a family have been stripped away. I was able to see in the LGBT community that our people must fight for the same rights that I once had. Fight we are. And we are fighting against people like National Organization of Marriage because they see us as scraps of cloth, not part of the fabric that makes up the United States of America. We are not scraps. We are parents, partners, and people in this state and in this country that every day contribute to making society a place to live, work, and love. In the transgender community, our rights to marry are taken the day we change our name. We cannot marry until we can prove that we are complete. We must prove physically that we are either man or woman. We cannot stay in between. We must hope that whatever proof we give is enough. Then they continue to denying our rights from us. We are stuck in the same place as you are. That if we love someone that's the same sex as us, we are told we cannot marry. I am here today to tell and others that deny us these rights that they are wrong. I am here today because there are guests in our state, our home, that want to deny us our rights. I am here today to tell them, you are not welcome here. You spread hate. You spread exclusion. You spread ridicule. You spread discrimination. You are not welcome here. You will not stop our fight. You will not make us be silent. And you will not take our lives, loves, or hearts from us. Your time has passed to keep us oppressed. It is our time. We will not be silent. We will not give up, and you will not defeat us.
Thank you, Shar. Now we have a very special performance from the Raging Grannies. A couple, John Becker and Michael Knappen, who are with us from Milwaukee. John and Michael have been active with Fair Wisconsin and fighting for equality since the 2006 campaign, and we're a core part of the team of people who helped us pass domestic partnerships last year. So it is my honor to introduce them them to share their personal story with you today.
Hi everyone, I'm John Becker and this is my husband, Michael Knappen. We're very honored that Fair Wisconsin asked us to say a few words today as we march for marriage equality. Since it's difficult for me to speak about my love for my husband for very long without becoming emotional, I'll try to be brief. Our story begins in the summer of 2006. I was in my early 20s, spending my summer break working and saving for my next year of college. Like most young adults in their early 20s, marriage was the furthest thing from my mind. And then I met Michael, and my whole world changed. We stole each other's hearts, had our first kiss, dated, fell deeper and deeper in love, and became engaged. The story of our love is very special to us, but my guess is that it's not all that different from those of millions of other couples, gay and straight, and probably many of you. However, since Michael and I are a same-sex couple, our story becomes far less typical after our engagement. When we wish to formally commit our lives to one another, we could not do so as far as the state of Wisconsin and the United States of America are concerned. In fact, in 2006, the nearest place where we could legally marry was Ontario in Canada. But we knew that we wanted to make that commitment to each other, and we knew that we shouldn't have to wait for our government to catch up to the reality in our hearts. So that March, we went to Toronto over our spring break and tied the knot. Our wedding day almost 5 years ago truly was the most beautiful day of our lives. It was also somewhat bittersweet, because we knew that in the eyes of our state and our nation, we were legal strangers with no access to the thousands of state and federal rights, responsibilities, and protections automatically conferred on heterosexual married couples. The newlywed glow had scarcely worn off when we learned that opponents of equality planned to put an anti-gay constitutional amendment to Wisconsin voters in November 2006. Michael and I fought alongside Fair Wisconsin, and many of you, I would suspect, to keep bigotry out of our state constitution. And it was a gut-wrenching blow when the amendment went through. We watched equally dismayed as organizations like NAM used lies and fear to stoke the fires of homophobia at ballot boxes across the country. Maggie Gallagher and Brian Brown don't know what it's like to have to defend their marriages. I hope they never have to. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. But LGBT couples and families do know. We know what it's like to have our love used as a political weapon. But love is stronger than hate. Their hatred of my marriage will never be stronger than my love for my husband. And you know, by that alone, by our love alone, and by our presence here today, we're showing organizations like NAM that they have already lost. A clear majority of Americans under 30 support same-sex marriage. So it's only a matter of time before the tide of public opinion turns irreversibly. But justice does not take a poll. We're not going to sit back and wait for nature to take its course and shift the demographics in our favor. Too many have suffered for too long. No, we will continue to work tirelessly for full marriage equality. Domestic partnerships, which we now have in Wisconsin, thanks to the work of Fair Wisconsin, Governor Doyle, Representative Mark Pocan, and others, are a very, very important first step. But we will not rest until same-sex couples are able to enter into the exact same civil marriages as our heterosexual counterparts, with the exact same rights, responsibilities, and benefits. We will not rest until we repeal all measures of legalized discrimination against people like ourselves, whose only crime is love. We will not rest until LGBT individuals, couples, and families are equally protected under the law. until we are fully and wholly included in that lofty American ideal, liberty and justice for all.